Big news today is Putin and Trump had a peace summit today about the invasion in Ukraine without Ukraine. Because, why let some boring victim ruin all the fun? Joining us now is alleged President Donald Trump. So, Donald Trump, would you like to tell us in your own lies how the peace summit went? These were the greatest summits of all time. You know, it was a very strong meeting, a great meeting. It was a fun meeting. People are saying it was the best summit they'd ever been to. It was the most fun summit. Usually you go to a summit and it's just a bunch of boring people younger than me that have minds fully intact and they're just, there's a lot of chemistry. Nobody's ever had a summit like this. I respect Putin. Putin respects me. And, quite frankly, Ukraine respects me. They don't know it yet, but they respect me more than they do Zelensky. Right, but isn't it strange negotiating peace for a country without inviting that country? No. It was very smart. Look. If you invite Ukraine, they're gonna be all, "Oh, stop bombing us," and no one wants that. It's boring. It's pathetic. It's gonna bum me out. I met with Putin, and we got deals. You have me and you have Putin. We get deals. I told him he can keep the Crimea, and because it sounded creamy, and he can also keep the Donbas thing because it sounded weird too. But I wanted a Trump Tower in Kiev, and I'm getting one. It's gonna be the most luxurious bomb shelter Ukraine has ever seen. It's gonna be so great. The toilets are gonna be made of gold. The bulletproof windows are gonna be made of gold. It's gonna have a golden dome around it because of the war, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be the greatest Trump Tower. Well, it's gonna be a great Trump Tower. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of people are probably gonna die building it because it's gonna be in the middle of a war, but it's gonna have my name on it. So this is worth it, and it's what everyone's talking about. I might even, if he's still alive by then, maybe in a few years when it's built, I'll even let Zelensky, whatever his name is, I'll let him stay in there, for like a few hours while Putin and I go golfing. And what did the Putin say? He said, next time we go to Moscow, and of course we're going to do that. Obama never got to go to Moscow. Biden never went. He was busy sending his ambassadors places, letting them have all the fun because he was pathetic. And he didn't know how to have fun. But I'm a fun president. Moscow! So, some critics are accurately stating that the summit was more about YouTube bonding and having fun than it was about peace in Ukraine. How would you like to respond to that? Wrong! That's fake. That's fake news. You put that in the garbage where you found it. That's some, Biden crap. No, we had very serious talks. We talked about the golfing. We talked about handicap parking spaces. He gave me some tips on how to fake an assassination attempt because, his seemed pretty convincing. Mine obviously was bullshit. Not a damn person on this planet believes that was a real assassination attempt. We talked about who has the better calendar. My August one, I am very fit. Lot of muscle. And he agreed. I'm in very good shape. He called me a stallion. But he said, Donald, you're in excellent shape. You're like an eagle bear, and I am. I am like an eagle bear. He would know. He knows bears. They have a lot of bears in Moscow, in his palace. So, what would you say is next for Ukraine? Whether they know it or not. I don't know. That's up to them, I guess. They'd probably have to have their own peace summit with someone. Normally, I'd say they'd send us a thank you card, a marvelous, grand thank you card. But we know how Zelensky is with saying thank you. It's not in his vocabulary. Did I say that right? Vocabulary? Yeah. But you know what? You Linsky, you're welcome. You don't have to say thank you, but you're welcome. Well, there you have it. The war in Ukraine remains unresolved. Next up, we have an arsonist speaking on behalf of the fire department. Stay tuned for that. Also, Trump, could you stop walking around in circles like a fucking psychopath? It's like really bizarre.